Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie, and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today, you guys, I want to take a look at Alligator Alcatraz, and I also want to look at the future of, let's call them what they are, concentration camps here in the United States. This is so disturbing, and I'm beside myself, but I feel like this is just the beginning. You know, we've been predicting some really dark things, and so I want to look at the cards and see what's going on. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, form your own opinions, okay? And do not take everything I say or as gospel, okay, guys? All right, so the first thing I want to look at is the conditions, the real conditions of Alligator Alcatraz in the Florida Everglades. Okay. The real current conditions of Alligator Alcatraz. Okay. We have the Chariot reversed. We have the Ten of Wands. The Chariot reversed is being stuck. It's being stagnant. It's not going anywhere. Okay, it can be turbulence, going the wrong direction. So things are not going well. They're going the wrong direction. Things are very turbulent. We have the Ten of Wands, and that is a heavy, heavy burden. That's too many cards, you guys. One card at a time, Spirit. It's a heavy burden. These people their bodies are being put to the extreme. Okay. This is not having the basic needs. This is not having enough clean water. This is not having enough nutritious food. This is not having enough sleep. This is like just starving the body of basic human needs. Then we have Two of Cups. Two of Cups is interesting. I feel like this is the people like, is it Maxwell Frost, that are going down there and that are shining a light on what's happening. This is partnerships. There are going to be people that are going to try to help shine a light on this and get people out. Okay. Then we also have the Hermit and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a card of karma, destiny, fate. And we've talked about this a lot in my readings. A lot of the things that we're seeing happen right now are things that have been fated, okay? Things that have been talked about coming for thousands of years. So there is a podcaster. He's I'm not the biggest fan. He's kind of right-leaning. It's like Diary of a CEO. But he had on Eric Weinstein. And Eric Weinstein is a fascinating person. He's a physicist, but not a physicist. It's like a geometer, I think is what his actual title is. But he is very brilliant. And as the years go on, he's getting what we would refer to as, quote, crazier and crazier. He's like getting very, very doomsday-ish. And he's talking about how like this is the apocalypse and we like need to escape Earth. And this is a man who is an incredibly reputable scientist, and I feel like he's really starting to struggle with his realization of what we're headed towards. But everyone's starting to talk about this, even mainstream people like scientists. We are headed towards something that is going to be really big and really uncomfortable, and for a lot of people it's going to be very catastrophic. And I really believe like this is the beginning of it. I mean, how do we think it started in Poland with the concentration camps? It was exactly how it's going here. The Hermit is about going within. It's time. People need to go within and they need to wake up and see what's going on. Okay. And a big part of this, you guys, is so this is a theme that's been coming up a lot lately, but we have to understand that we are responsible for our external reality, because our external world is a reflection of our internal thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So if you are living, I know that things are really crazy and really hectic, but if you are living in this energy of, oh my gosh, everything is going to fall apart, then guess what? Everything's going to fall apart for you. If you don't want to have that experience, then we have to look at it and say, okay, I understand that these big changes are coming and it's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. And this is what has to happen for there to be big changes and big shifts because my eyes are open. I do not need to go through the tribulations that other people need to go through because I am divinely protected. Whatever, figure out whatever your own mantra is or whatever you want to say, but you have to get right with it in your head. And that can be really tough, especially when it's very stressful like it is right now. And the only thing I can encourage you to do is just give yourself affirmations or mantras to say over and over and over again anytime you spiral, or have a breathing technique that you go to. So when your mind starts to spiral, go into box breathing or something. But it's up to us. We are in charge of our destiny. Okay, we control what our experience is. This is the universe saying, hey, even though these things are going to be not good and happening in the background, you control your own experience. What energy do you want to contribute to the collective? Do you want to contribute an energy of fear? Or do you want to contribute an energy of strength, resilience, independence, preparation? Okay? Because you get to choose how you react. All right. Okay, sorry, that one kind of got spiritual and existential. Okay, so now what I want to look at is I want to look at going forward. What is this going to look like? Will there be additional camps set up? I have heard reporting that there are another 5 scheduled to be created. Now, I do not know where or when or anything like that, okay? So, Spirit, can you please show us the future of these concentration camps? Can we see the future of these concentration camps in the United States, please, Spirit? In the United States, future of these concentration camps in the United States. If you guys are ever curious to know what cards I'm using, if you click on the description box down below, there is a link to my website. And on my website, I have a page that has all of the different decks that I use. And if you click on the picture, it'll give you the link to the contact or the deck information. So you can check that out there. Also on my website is the portal where you can book your own reading with me. I do live readings and recorded readings. Please be careful and make sure that you're paying attention to what you're purchasing. And yeah, okay. So looking at this, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Ace of Swords reversed is all about conflict. It's all about creating chaos. So this is about creating destabilization and chaos. It's going to be turbulent. I'm wondering if there are going to be people that are actually going to try to go in and tear the camps down, like protesters or something like that. I feel this is going to be very turbulent, or this could be the turn of public opinion. Maybe public opinion turns so much that they change course, or maybe they don't change course, but it just makes it much more difficult for them to execute what they're wanting to do. The energy that they're coming from is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about being really creative. This is coming up with really creative ideas, hence the concentration camp. I feel like this is also a nod to the energy that we had previously. So this is our past energy. And I feel like this is really speaking to, we had the option of having a Queen of Cups. Kamala she would be this Queen of Cups energy. This was the option we had, right? But we turned away from it. And now we're going into this Four of Swords energy. And Four of Swords is the card of civil unrest. When this shows up in readings like this, it's civil unrest. It's a forced timeout. This even looks like bars, incarceration. I almost wonder if 4 of the 5 that are planned are going to move forward. This 4 is just really standing out to me. Or maybe maybe there's 5, but they're in a total of 4 states. People are not happy about this. The idea behind this, the motivation, is this idea of people not being grateful. And this has shown up a lot in our readings lately. This idea of you're not grateful enough. You don't have enough gratitude. This is being, and then it's also being ingracious, taking things away. This is, I just keep feeling Stephen Miller with this card. It's very much his energy. He's the architect behind this. And he just, it's this drumbeat of they're not grateful enough. They're not grateful enough. Just really disgusting energy. What they don't see coming, or what they don't want to see, is this Ace of Pentacles energy. This is going to make them money. This is going to make them money. More money than they even anticipated. And because this is going to be a moneymaker for them somehow they're going to prosper. And because that they're going to prosper, they're going to continue to do this because they're going to figure out, this is a good business model. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the Trump family with some interests in companies that we see eventually perhaps building these sites or providing some kind of a service. Very interesting. Or having a management title of this. Okay, so the energy is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is offers. And this is making big dreams. So right now, they have these big ideas and they're getting these offers. This is just turning into very much a cash grab, which is weird because I didn't see that coming. I probably should have. The environment is trying to find balance, and Pentacles are all about money. So right now, it's just about balancing out money, bringing in money, taking from over here to give to over there. This redistribution of the finances within the government. The hopes or the fears are the Two of Swords. This is they have a decision to make, and this is very much a moral decision. We know which way they're going to go, but the hope is that they are going to choose the right way, and the fear is that they're going to make the wrong decision. This is also a card of a lot of manipulation. So this is a game of manipulation. It's nothing to do with making an actual decision based on anything. It's this person's manipulating that person, and that person's manipulating this person, and the end result is just going to be how that plays out. Final outcome is the Seven of Wands. This is a challenge. Those people that are going to be in there it's going to be very tough. Very, very tough. This person even appears to be behind bars. So I do see more of these concentration camps being, built up across the country, specifically in red states, where it's just, this is just going to get so much worse. Okay, let's see here. I want to take a look at my Whispers of the Unsolved Oracle. I love this deck, you guys. The bag looks terrible. When she sent it, the gal who does this from the Reckoning Company, or Reckoning Co., she sent it in this beautiful bag, and it had a really pretty seal on it. Well, I had it for 2 seconds, and my dogs ate got the seal off of it. So it looks so terrible. But I really like this deck a lot. I'm excited because I also just ordered some new decks from Trish James. Someone who got a reading recommended her decks to me, and I went and looked at them, and they're beautiful. So I have 2 of those decks on the way. Okay, so Spirit, can you just give us some information that would be in our highest good and best interest to know in regards to Alligator Alcatraz and future detention centers / concentration camps that will be built, please, Spirit? What should we know? What is important for us to know? Okay, let's see what we can get here. Okay, we have fire, we have final ending, propaganda, fake news, and new world order. Okay, let's go through this deck again. I'm going to give it one more shuffle, see if anything else wants to come out. Okay, we have ego, water. We keep getting water. Look at this, water, fire, natural disasters. Hurricane season is coming, and there are people in the Everglades, and that is a terrible, terrible place to be come the end of July, beginning of August. Vacation, beach, abroad. I feel like something is going to happen to the Florida camp, the Alligator Alcatraz. I feel like something is going to happen there that's not going to be good. We have meeting, we have distraction, we have road, distance, journey, biology, chemistry, scientific, party, celebration, caregiver, medical staff. Okay, and any final cards, Spirit, you have for us? Okay, so the final cards we have are self-sabotage, cleanup, AI, home safety, secret trip, and riot. Okay, you guys, so looking at these, the energy that I'm getting is, first and foremost, I want to start with NWO. Okay, so I talk about this a lot, and I know that this can sound very conspiracy theory-ish, but it's just, to me, this makes so much sense, especially with my knowledge and understanding of history. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a total history buff. I actually have another channel where I talk about interesting history. And from what I've read, this makes sense that there is a group of very, very wealthy people, like the old oil money, that are really pulling the strings. And we can see this if you look at different meetings that are held, like the Bilderberg meetings, and then there's Bohemian Grove, and just, I mean, go Google that stuff, you guys. You can go down a rabbit hole. So to me, this is something that exists. And I go back to this whole idea of what we're seeing happen is something that, again, has been prophesized, but it's being orchestrated. This isn't just randomly happening. This isn't how life happens. This is people that are very intentionally and methodically disassembling things to create the environment that we're in right now. Remember, I was talking about the Bilderberg meeting or Bohemian Grove. That's another meeting. There's this idea of getting together and making plans. Where are we going? What are we doing? And there's a lot of talk that a lot of these people are almost trying to orchestrate this final ending. Sometimes I hear different people on YouTube talking, news people, about how they are, I shouldn't say news people, I should say journalists, social media journalists, but they're talking about how a lot of these people that are, behind the scenes are essentially trying to, in their mind, orchestrate the return of Christ. That they might be doing that, I don't know, but I do very much feel like what we're seeing is again, it's something that's definitely been prophesized. And I think that whether they're trying to expedite the process or not, things are definitely not going well. Now, again, I want to say really quickly, you guys, when we're talking about this, and people will use like the end of the world or final ending or apocalypse, and I just want to be really clear, the world is not ending, okay? It is not going to be the end of the world, but we are going to have a major change, like massive. And it's going to be completely different. Nothing is going to look the same. So that's where we are. And we have to have this destruction, this tower moment in order for that change to happen. Now, I want to look at this energy around Alligator Alcatraz because I feel like we are going to run into some issues coming up here when it comes to hurricane season. Okay. And I don't know why the fire keeps coming up to me, because if it's hurricane season and it's wet, there probably wouldn't be any fire, but I don't know why. I just feel like there is going to be fire. This could also be a fire that breaks out at another camp that has not yet been built. But I very much feel this energy of natural disasters causing problems. This to me, this goes back to that energy of the secret meetings happening, making plans, but also this is the destinations as to where these imprisonment camps are being set up. We have Gitmo, we have down in Florida, and I feel like probably Texas is going to be there really soon, and Texas would have palm trees. So there's that energy. Probably Louisiana, because you've got, MAGA Mike Johnson, isn't he from Louisiana? So this is really striking me as those two different things, associating with the meetings that are happening behind the scenes to orchestrate all of this crazy chaos that we're seeing, but also locations where more of these camps are going to be set up. So concerns, natural disasters, hurricanes and fires specifically. Okay. Now, with this ego, this comes back to this NWO. This is the people that are behind the scenes. The reason they're doing this is it's because of their egos. I saw something the other day and it just struck me. It said, the world's richest man takes drugs to make him happy. And it was like, whoa, because Elon Musk has admitted that he takes ketamine for depression. And what's really frightening is if you have all the money in the world and you're still completely dissatisfied, well, now you're dissatisfied and immensely powerful. What does that look like? And we're seeing it in real time. Okay, we're definitely seeing it in real time. Secret trip, again, I think this goes back to meetings, and I think there's going to be a lot of different secret trips that are happening. I feel like there's going to be secret trips setting up these camps, but also secret trips going to investigate to find out what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. Now we have this distraction, propaganda, party celebration. The administration is going to try to find reasons to celebrate wins that aren't really wins in order to distract, to control the narrative. So this is celebrating this. A great example of this would be celebrating the Iranian strike that was not successful, but doing that as a distraction to distract from whatever, thing is going on at the White House, whatever thing they're trying to distract from. So we're going to see a lot of this, and we will probably see this around the construction of these camps. So look over here, look at these great things we have to celebrate, and don't look over here at what we're doing. Okay, this is like them trying to hide what's going on. There's so much propaganda that's going on throughout just everything. I mean, we all know that, right? Okay. So the other things I want to look at is I want to look at this road distance journey riot, home safety. Man, there's so many of these. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Caregiver medical staff. This is the medical issues and that the prisoners are starting to come down with. There have been oversight that has tried to go in and see the medical wing of Alligator Alcatraz, and they were denied entry. So there's stuff going on there. People are very sick, and there's going to be more things that are hidden, and it's going to be one of these things. So they're trying to clean it up. They're trying to keep things hidden, try to make it look like there's nothing to see here. Okay. Now, where I get concerned is with this AI and biology, chemistry, scientific. Do you guys remember during World War II what happened eventually with the Nazis and the concentration camps? They started conducting a lot of experiments on those people. That experimentation is actually the basis for a lot of the medical advancements we actually have today because of the things that the Nazis were doing to the Jewish people and to the other prisoners they had in the concentration camps. And I really feel like this is where we're headed. You know, history repeats itself. And I had talked about if martial law were to be enacted, what would happen. And I was on a live, and a lot of people were saying, no, the government or the military, they took an oath to the Constitution and they would never do that. Well, then what do we see happen now in LA? We see Marines turn against US citizens. So for everybody that was like, oh, it'll never happen, well, it did. It did. So I know that it sounds very hyperbolic talking about they're going to do scientific experiments on these people. However, again, they said that, you know, that wouldn't happen in Nazi Germany either. And look at what happened. And here we are. We have concentration camps. What's next? So they are going to be a testing ground. This road journey, this is going to be putting the camps in the most isolated places possible to prevent them from escaping if they like surviving an escape or getting away, as well as to hide these people. There is going to be issues with rioting or people trying to turn against the guards. This could also be protesters too. This could be people, the public, when more of this becomes public. Home safety. I saw a video, I think it was today, where there was a woman in like Utah in a suburb, and she's like a nice suburb, and she's filming on her cell phone ICE agents running down her street. And I was looking at that, and my reaction was, you know, nowhere safe. Nowhere is safe. And I think we're going to see more of those types of videos where it's just them raiding neighborhoods. And look at what they did in Germany, going door to door looking for Jews. You guys, it's here. And self-sabotage, I just feel like this is a nod to this. We brought this on ourselves as people together, humanity. This was something that essentially we created, right? This is a mess. So here's what I want to do. Now that we've looked at what's coming, which it's not good, okay? You guys, like, we all need to be prepared. It's not good. It's not going to stop, and it's not going to get any better, and no one's going to come in and have oversight, and no one's going to rescue anyone, because if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen. But like I say, we control our external thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So what I would like is I would like guidance from Spirit. What do we need to know to navigate through this situation and these uncertain times? What do we need to know? What message do we need from Spirit? And how to navigate this? Okay. One card, please. We got, oh my gosh, and look at the card, you guys. Earth School. How appropriate. Let me get the book out so that I can give you the exact definition. This is so funny. Okay, let's see here. Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Planet Earth is a great initiation for the soul, and life lessons are the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Life lessons aren't only about getting it right, they're also about getting it wrong. Remembering that Earth is a planet of polarity helps with this understanding. Each year, the study deepens more and more. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, You're being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. Try not to look at difficult times as getting it wrong. Instead, see them as opportunities for soul growth. If you can find a way to grow and soften your heart through the highs and lows, your soul is most definitely growing, which is the whole point. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new area of study or growth. This could be through structured learning, such as university, school, or a training course. If you're having difficulties in a relationship, you're being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are known as the #1 way that we grow as souls while we're here on earth. And it's so funny because I actually just saw something today on YouTube, I think, and it was someone talking about how earth is the most difficult spiritual school that you can go through. When you come to earth, you're getting your PhD. And when you look at it like that, I think it makes it easier to accept, maybe understand. So hopefully this was helpful, gave you a little insight. We kind of wrapped up a terrible reading with like a really kind of nice little message at the end. If you found this video entertaining, interesting, helpful, please be sure to give it a like on your way out. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps out my channel so much. And finally, if you would like to take your support of my channel one step further, you can do that by becoming a member. The link to join is in the description box down below this video. My members get access to member exclusive content, member only lives, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're interested in that, it's 99 cents a month and you can check that out in the description box down below. Okay, you guys, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me while I flip cards, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.